What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mortal Life Podcast. This is episode 10. Today we have someone completely different. I've never talked to this gentleman before. I reached out to him via TikTok DMs. Funny enough, I found him on my For You page. He writes music. Sounds like a good guy. We had a terrific conversation about music, college, um, following your dreams, all that good stuff. Um, if you've been enjoying the podcast, go ahead and give the Spotify a rating, give Apple Music a rating, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all the stuff. It really helps me. Leave a like, it'll promote this podcast so that other people can listen to it. Without further ado, this is episode 10 of the Mortal Life podcast featuring Jack Brzenk. Hope you enjoy. What are you studying in school?
I'm studying communications in TV, film, and broadcasting.
Oh,
So that's
awesome.
that's like so my big thing, music and like video production are my two like big things.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
What do you want to like? Do you want to like tie the two kind of together after college, or like you looking for like what are you looking to
It's
do?
like kind of yeah, like my dream I think job ever would be to just be a musician, like singer-songwriter, like touring artist kind of thing. But like for to have like a steady like stable job, I would love to like work in like news production or like TV production, something like that.
Okay, got
Yeah.
you.
So like they're kind of like separate things, but I do like stuff that like combines. Like I'd love to like work like live events as like a camera operator, like for concerts and shit. Like that'd be really fun.
Oh, okay. Do you
Hmm.
do a lot of like photography, videography and stuff on your own?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I do. I have an internship at school. Like I help out with like university marketing stuff. So like I edit together like advertisements for them, or I'll go out and like shoot events that they have. And I've been like doing a job at a local like cable station in my town for the past couple summers, which has been pretty fun. So a lot of stuff like that. More like not like I forget like packaging like video like projects for like different companies or like different events kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds cool. Yeah,
Hmm.
I have a couple friends that are pretty interested, pretty like big into like photography and stuff, but not so much like what you're talking about. It's more of just
Oh.
like scenic photography and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But no, that's super
Yeah.
cool.
That's cool. What are you studying?
I'm studying exercise science.
Oh, no
So,
way.
yeah. So the goal right now is I have one more semester of undergrad after this semester gets out in May, and
Hmm.
then I'd be looking to go to PT school for physical therapy.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I still
Yeah,
got a
very
little
cool,
ways to
dude.
go, but
Yeah.
it's all right. I'm having fun.
Nice, man.
Do you want to like go to grad school at all, or are you just like taking the
I think I'll see like what opportunities come up in my senior year and like what I can apply for, that kind of thing, and go from there. I'm not planning on it, but I'm definitely open to it if like I need to like get like a higher level of education to like get where I want to go.
gotcha? And then are you looking to like move away after college? Like, is that something that you kind of envision yourself doing, or
Like kind of, I'd probably stay East Coast, but I'd love to live in like a city, like out of college, like living in like New York or Boston or Providence, like something like that. Just like live in a city and work at like a local, like a product, like a what's it called, like a news company, like a WBZ or like a CBS station, like local in that area.
okay,
Like
cool.
that would be
That's
the
awesome.
dream. Hmm.
That's awesome. Okay. I got a couple questions for you, man.
All right.
Uh, Um, the first question I got for you is just kind of broad. You can kind of do what you want with it, but it would just be like, what got you into music?
Oh, that's a good one. So I've always been like a musical person, I'd say. Like as like growing up as a kid, I always loved to sing and stuff, and I was always like interested in learning instruments. But so I was in my like elementary and like middle school choir. I was in all these like high school plays, like local high school plays. They like reached out to the elementary school and the middle school to like get kids as like the kid roles in their shows. And but like instead of being like in the ensemble, I'd have like a named character in the show. Like I'd be like one of like the lead kids, which was really fun. I did that for a couple of years. And so I was just really big into music. And then when I was about 10 years old, I think. So it was like 2017. My grandma passed away unexpectedly, which was really tough. And then not even a couple weeks later, my grandpa on the same side was diagnosed with cancer. and that was a really tough journey to like watch him go through. And it was like just like I was in a really weird spot in my life there, and so I started writing music to kind of like help me through that. And like I would like write like happy songs, kind of like motivate myself, and then like it helped me feel a lot better. So I started like using that as a tool to like help myself whenever I'm having a bad day. Like it's like, oh, I can take this and like write something that I'm proud of that makes me happy, that like I can kind of like embody this feeling and like overcome it in this way by like internalizing it and making it my own.
Yeah,
But that's kind of a long-winded answer, but that's how I got into music.
that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people can relate to um like how you said like the reason you started like you get this like sort of like bad news and like you said you find a way to internalize it and kind of express yourself
Hmm.
and like I guess kind of put your story out there so that you can try to bring in people that have also experienced like the same kind of
Yeah, no,
things.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um yeah, man, that's really cool. I've always been super like into music. I've never like
Hmm.
pursued it like that kind of way.
Yeah.
But I always listen to music. I'm always listening to some sort of music. I took guitar lessons when I was in like middle school and stuff,
Oh,
but
that's sick. Yeah.
yeah. But then yeah, like I've always been a person to like sing when I'm alone or like in the car
Hmm.
and stuff, and it's just like I don't know, I feel like it's the most perfect and like healthy way that someone can like express themselves in
Oh
like any
yeah. Yeah.
emotion.
No, it's a great like outlet just to have, even if you're not pursuing it professionally, even if you're not writing something, like just music in general is just such a powerful tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's so diverse and like even the most like niche situation, like you can think of 1,000 songs that you can relate to
Yeah.
no matter what you're in.
Hmm.
Who do you kind of take inspiration from?
I take inspiration from I think a lot of people, mainly like my favorite artists and stuff. I'd say Noah Kahn, especially recently, has been like a big inspiration of mine. He's just like a really like he's just like the kind of guy that I want to be, or like the kind of guy that I try to like exemplify already. And I started listening to him, and I was like, wow, this is just like so like me. And that's like it's kind of funny because it's like very much like the point of his music. Like he writes about these things he goes through, but presents them in a way where anyone can listen and be like, "Oh, I've felt something like this before. That's really neat." So it's like I started writing music before I started listening to him, and so like I was already kind of doing that like thing where I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna write a song about how I feel, and hopefully it helps someone else." And it's just like seeing like someone like have that big of a reach and like become that popular by doing that is just like so inspiring. It's like, oh wow, like you can really write something powerful.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it was actually funny. Like I was about to say like if there would be one person that I like immediately you sounded like when I first started listening to your music was Noah Kahn.
Oh, thanks, man.
Like dude, like for real. Like I was almost gonna put that in my notes. Like was Noah Kahn an inspiration of yours?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Because
no, it's a
that's like the
great
kind
read.
of it's like the
Yeah.
kind of like in terms of like the tone
Hmm.
and like the chords and the tune and stuff,
Yeah.
it feels very like warm and urban,
Yeah.
if that
Yeah.
makes any sense. Kind
Yeah.
of
It's definitely
like
my favorite sound.
yeah,
Yeah. And it's definitely like it's definitely my sound. Like even if like I can't even like choose it, that's just like how my voice sounds. It's how I sing, it's how I play guitar, that kind of thing. And it's just so like it like lines up like perfectly in a way where it's like, oh wow, like this is really just like not like a like like almost like a role model where it's like, oh, this is like he's another like Massachusetts, New England guy that struggles with depression and his like self-image and like his like body dysmorphia and stuff. And it's like, oh wow, like I see a lot of myself in that. And it's like it's cool that like I'm not weird for like how I feel and like needing to be able to write music to help myself feel better. It's like cool to see other people do that and like succeed from it.
yeah.
Hmm.
Do you see anybody else in that kind of picture, or was is that just like the big one?
Oh, totally. Yeah. I grew up listening to AJR. I know they don't they get a lot of
Okay,
hate
yeah,
from people
no,
online,
for
but
sure.
like I grew up being a big fan of them and I still am. And I just like they it's a very similar thing, which is like the songwriting, like how they write their songs. Like they write it in this very weird way that like talks about a specific thing, but like doesn't actually talk about the specific thing. It like talks about more the feeling of it and how it affected them or like their outlook on something. And that's just like so like relatable. But definitely like their like musicality and like aspects of their production I find really inspiring because they do all these different unique things that like you wouldn't think about when writing a song. And so I've definitely like, especially in my earlier days of like when I started learning how to produce music, I took a lot from that where I was like, oh wow, like I really like how they use strings like that or like how they use like horns and like take in these like big theatrical elements and make it into a pop song. That's pretty cool. So I definitely like leaned a lot towards that. I'm trying to think who else. A lot of indie folk artists. There's this guy Slim Dan. I think he's like based out of California, but he's a really like neat guy. He has a really good album called Second Dinner that I found a couple summers ago, and I like listened to it all summer. It's just like a really like sick sound of like this like very acoustic, very like laid back kind of vocal. It was really cool. Trying to think of who else. Let me go through my Spotify while um we do this, but definitely a lot of inspiration from different artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you find yourself kind of like genre surfing a lot, or do you just kind of like stick to one or two different kinds of things?
Oh, it definitely changes a lot, but it's more of like not changing for the sake of, oh, I'm gonna write this kind of song now. It's just kind of been like how I've grown up almost. Whereas like when I started out, it was very like pop, like rock kind of thing, like alternative kind of like I don't like bubblegum pop almost. And then like as I like grew and matured, it kind of turned into this more like acoustic folk alternative kind of thing where it's like this more like unique sound compared to like these like big grand ideas that I like initially had.
Yeah. I think you I think you really do get to see that evolution like with a lot of artists
Yeah.
in terms of like their earlier music, how
Hmm.
it might sound not necessarily like they're trying to do too much, but they're trying to like put themselves in a box because of whatever. It's like if they take inspiration from somebody or the kind of music that they just listen to a lot, but
Yeah.
then it slowly like morphs into this like personal sort of sound that like doesn't get recreated. And I think that's just so cool. And I actually like I've observed it with you. Like I listened to like a couple of your like older songs and then I like compared and contrasted and it was like
Hmm.
yeah, like looking back, I know you just cringed as I said that, but I
Yeah,
was
there's some old stuff in there.
but it's like looking back and it's like when when you were making that that was because like you wanted to make music.
Yeah. No,
Like
totally.
there's there's
Hmm.
this like poetic sense of like growth and you can really see that in someone's music. Like
Yeah.
even like the I mean the top level people, like they sound nothing like they used to when they first started making music.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
No, no, yeah. No, that's the kind like I have so many old songs up that like I don't think I don't plan on taking down. It's like even though like it embarrasses me or like it makes me cringe listening to it, but it's just like I like being able to show like this is how I started in 2021 and this is how it sounded then versus like this is where I am now. Because I think it's just pretty cool. So I think a lot of the times you only see an artist when they have the big budget that they have to afford like a studio and like a producer and all that stuff. But like I just like having it like putting it all on the table, kind of just like showing like this is who I am, this is who I was kind of thing.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. Like, there could be one day where you're like playing a show, someone comes up to you and they're like, "Oh, I looked at your Spotify. You've been making music for 3 years. That's awesome." And you're like, "Well,
Yeah.
actually, I've been making music for 9 years, and I just decided to
Yeah.
take all my earlier stuff down."
Yeah.
Um, yeah. In your opinion,
Hmm.
what what makes a song great?
I think there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, but I think it really like for me, it's more of like the writing and like the lyricism and the meaning behind it and like how it makes you feel. Um, I'm trying to see if I have like an example of one of my songs I really like. Like I'll use like Allergy Pills as an example. This is a song I put out last year, and it's the one that like everyone that I know that like knows me for playing music, like they know me for this song. Like, every time I see them, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna play Allergy Pills at this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And so it's like kind of like my one hit wonder, even though it's not a big song or like anything close to it. But the reason I really like it, and I think the reason a lot of people gravitate towards it, is because it like the way it's written and because it's just like this really it's called allergy pills and like the whole like me like message in the song it's like you're like taking like this allergy medication that doesn't do anything to help you feel better but you still take it every day because that's like what you were told to do and so like people listen to that song and like I've had people ask me like is this about like anxiety medication or like is this about like drug abuse and it's like all these different things where it's like that's so cool that like you're able to like listen to this and take that away from it but it was literally just about allergy pills it was because like I like growing up I would like get a stuffy nose in like the spring or like the fall because of like pollen allergy. And so my mom would say like take your allergy pills. And so I would take like my allergy pill and it wouldn't do anything to like clear my sinuses or help me feel better. And so it's like kind of taking like the song is like taking that like moment of frustration and applying it to like not being able to grow in your life and not being able to like progress how you want to be progressing. So it's like it's really just about that frustration, but like it's written in this more like vague like um what's it called? Like abstract way where people can listen to it and be like, "Oh, this makes me think about this." And I think that's what makes a good song. I think it's really about what people interpret out of it.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the things that a lot of people think about when they're thinking about like a perfect song is like some big grandiose moment or like
Yeah.
some huge story that's like completely never been told before, but like in
Hmm.
reality it's like the complete opposite of that. It's just
Yeah.
like these simple things where it's like past experiences that people might not even think twice about.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I think it's like a lot of like the best songs are about these really little moments or these like really little feelings, you know?
Yeah. Do you do any like shows by you or anything?
I do a lot of open mics and I do a lot of on-campus performances. Like there's like a radio station on campus that invites me to a bunch of their events, which has been really like awesome to do. Um, and like I've opened for like little bands that come to perform on campus. But I'm like trying to I'm funding myself to like get like equipment. I'm saving up money to buy like a speaker and a mixer and stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to just actually go out and start like playing my own shows at like little coffee shops or like little restaurants and kind of start like building it up. Because like I love playing live music and it doesn't matter where it is or like how many people are there. Like I would play for a room of three people. I just like love to just perform. And I started out. I think I was in like freshman or sophomore year of high school. Over the summer, every like I think it was Thursday. Like every Thursday or Friday, I would play live music at a Chick-fil-A in my hometown. It was like this, like they like reached out to me and like I would just go every week and I had a little tip jar and I didn't even know guitar yet. I was playing ukulele, just standing there in the corner of the restaurant playing ukulele and people would come and tip me and I would get free Chick-fil-A. It was a great gig. But I think about that a lot where it's like I was just like it was such a weird like environment to be performing in, but I was just really happy to do it. Like it was just fun.
How did that like come about? Like how
My mom is like my agent. I swear. Like she keeps finding like it's all through Facebook. Like she like scrolls Facebook and she'll like go through like the Facebook groups of like our town or like the neighboring towns and like so like just to look and like someone would be like, "Oh, I need a musician for this thing. Like, does someone want to play live music at this?" And so she'll just sign me up for it and let me know. And so that's how that started. Like she got me in contact with this Chick-fil-A manager and like we coordinated. And so every week I was just at this Chick-fil-A playing like my original songs and some covers, and then I would get my nuggets and my lemonade, and it was awesome.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
How big is that like to have like people close to you that are supportive of music?
Oh, it's awesome. Like we were talking about earlier, like inspirations, like outside of music, like my parents are easily my biggest like inspirations. Like I have a song about it on the album I just put out. It's called The Man, and it's all about my dad. And because like my parents have been like the most supportive about this whole journey. Like whenever I need something or whenever I play a show, they're there. Like they drive all the way to like my school to like watch me play a few songs on stage. And like they don't have to, and like I don't expect them to be there, but they like make an effort to go to these things and to like show up. And like it's just like I love like how much it makes them happy to see me like make something or like to see me like do something. And like I couldn't be more grateful.
Yeah. Because that's something too that like I mean a very small percentage of people even think about doing and then an even smaller percentage of people take action to like
Hmm.
actually make music. Because like I mean, there's a very small amount of musicians in the world, but the ones that are usually cover bands or
Yeah.
like stuff like that. Like it takes that extra bit of like willingness to put yourself out there to sing like your own lyrics instead of lyrics that have already been validated by society.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I agree. It's weird because like I'm almost like desensitized to it in a way since I've been doing it since like I've been doing it for I think 9 years now, like writing and just like performing the stuff I write. But it is very like when I think about it, sometimes I'll be playing a show and like a lot of my songs like are pretty sad in a way where I just talk about these like bad feelings that I have. But there's always like this kind of hopeful like undertone to it that gives me like a reason to write it. But I'll be like playing like at like a restaurant and there'll be all these people like locked in like listening. I'll be like, "Oh my God, like I'm singing like the most like depressing line right now, but I have you all like paying attention to me. Like this is insane." And it's like leaving your heart out on the table. It's like it's very like, you have to be very vulnerable.
For sure.
hmm
Do you get much like sense of like people actually like singing along, or is that something that like you don't get like quite yet?
Oh no,
Or
definitely not. Like it did like my like a lot of my friends and like a lot of the people that know me at my school that go to my shows like know like the chorus to Allergy Pills, so like they'd sing along to something like that, but definitely not like playing like nowhere near that level yet, and I don't know if I ever will be, but like it's definitely like something where like oh that would be so cool like if like a room full of people like sang like the song or like could I like hearing people sing something back to me like it's definitely like it's like a bucket list item in a way where like that would be so cool.
yeah, that's that's kind of something that I think about too, because it's like you have to be vulnerable to even do something like sing a song at a karaoke night, but it's
Yeah.
like I said earlier, like a song that you sing karaoke, people will probably know. And that's like
hmm
half the point of the reason you sing it. So
Yeah.
you kind of like bring up the morale in the room and you get people singing along and they even like sometimes kind of drown out your voice so it doesn't feel like you're putting yourself as far out there.
Yeah.
But like what you do is like I'm gonna be way out in the open and like it's just me and you might not know this song, but I'm gonna sing it to you. And that's I
Yeah.
think that's just so cool.
No, it's like like it's always a really great feeling because you like I play a lot of like public places where people have no reason to stop and listen or like pay attention where they could just like talk. So it's really interesting when I play like something like a busy bar and like I start playing like a pretty like slow ballad where it's this song about like this like really weird insecurity that I have, and all of a sudden like everyone is like turning and just like listening, and so like it's a very like cool feeling where it's like oh like it's cool that people care about this even though they don't know who I am or like what this song is.
Yeah. Um, do you is there any sort of like creative headspace that you get into for songwriting?
Um, as of recent, I've like felt this kind of like weird writer's block that takes a it's been taking me a long time to like bang out a song or like to like figure out what I want to write about. But it happens once in a while where I fall into these like little dry spouts where it's like I'm just like not focusing on it as much. But definitely last year I got into this like really like quick flow where I just kept churning out like song after song after song, and it ended up like leading into the album. Like my original plan, like this album I put out, Divine Intervention, it started as an idea for an EP with like 4 songs on it. And then I wrote another one. I was like, oh, I can have 5 songs on it. And then I wrote another. I was like, okay, maybe 6. And then there's so many more that came. I was like, okay, I just want to make an album. Like I have so many songs I just want to share. So I think it definitely is like my mood and like things that have happened recently. Because like I think for a lot of people that I've talked to, or like a lot of artists that I've listened like to interviews of, like to be able to like write a good song, they really have to kind of just like experience life and like let things happen to them that like it strikes inspiration or it like they're feeling some sort of way because of something that happened to them that they're able to like create a piece of art based off of it. So I think it's been like a lot of that where it's just like something happens and I know when like I get into this kind of sort of mood and I'll usually just write one line of like a lyric into my phone and I'll just leave it and then another day like when like another idea hits my head I'll go back and I'll look and I'll like add a melody to it or I'll write another line and then all of a sudden I'm into this flow, and then half an hour later the song's done. So it's a lot of like writing something down and coming back to it like a few days later, weeks later, months later, sometimes years later, and being like, oh, this was a cool line. Like, what is this song about? So it's like a mix of waiting for things to happen and then actually sitting down and like trying to do it. But it definitely changes a lot for me. I don't have like a specific process that I need to get into. Like I don't have like a routine or like ritual surrounding it.
Yeah. Um, That's kind of similar to what I heard recently. I listened to a podcast with Hardy. It's like a really popular, mostly country music, but he
Yeah.
does singing and then he also songwrites for like other artists. So he'll sell songs to other people and stuff. But like on the podcast, he opened his notes app on his phone and it was just singular lines that he had
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
of. and he's just like scrolling and he's scrolling and he's like, I can't show you this because this is like 15 years worth of lyrics and I haven't even used half of them yet.
Yeah, like yeah,
But
it just kind of lives there for a little bit.
yeah, but
Hmm.
that's one thing that I think of like when I first started this podcast, I did the first few episodes by myself before realizing that I feel like my mission with this is to talk to people. So
Yeah,
I
that's a
kind
really
of
cool idea.
yeah, and it was just like I didn't really want to like white knuckle ideas. Like I didn't want to sit down at a desk and just like, all right, think of something to talk about for 25 minutes. And then it's just like I had a few things that I really wanted to talk about that were like on my mind at the time, but then after that it was just like I would be I would just like be on a walk or something and I would think about it. Like something
Hmm.
would just pop into my head, whether I'm listening to music or not or whatever. And I would just write it down and then I would just start going off of it and going off of it and going off of it and like expanding and stuff. Because I feel like even the most like niche of topics or like, you can make a 30-minute podcast based off a quote you heard
Yeah.
in a song or
Hmm.
like something like that and just how it relates to you and like there's so much to talk about. So but I felt like my personal like mission with this was to get stories from other people and kind of like bounce ideas off them.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I can definitely see what you mean. That kind of idea of, you're like in the setting where you feel like you should be productive and it's just nothing's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah. And that's like when that happens, like if I try to sit down and just like force out a whole song without like any real like feeling behind it, like it turns into a dud and I don't like it and it's just kind of like it falls away into like the back of my notes app forever. But like there's also other times where it's like there's like a little piece of it that had something. And so like I go back to that and I use it in something else that like I end up actually liking. So it's like back and forth of like okay, like is this usable or is this just no good at all? And it's like I know too, and it's like okay, this took like a long time, but this just isn't it. Like it's not there yet. So you have to kind of keep working it. But earlier when you were talking about the interview you listened to about the Notes app, I have a similar thing with my like voice notes. I have like hundreds of just like untitled voice notes. I think I'm in like the 700s right now.
Oh my gosh.
And there's just a bunch of them, and that's how I like kind of that's my songwriting process. I'll just like when I come up with the melody for the verse, I'll record it in my phone without lyrics. Like I'll just like be like singing like das and like laws and like singing into my phone, and then I'll like sit with that and I'll listen to it back and I'll play guitar and I'll be like, okay, like what are the lyrics to this? And I kind of like figure it out that way.
Yeah. Um, do you have like a similar writing process to all your songs in terms of like, do you think of a title first or do you think of a lyric and like reverse engineer it? Or is it just kind of,
It's happened both ways before. Like sometimes I'll think of like I think allergy pills started with just allergy pills and it was like okay like what is that and then it's working backwards but then like there's songs where like I'll write the whole song and I don't know what the name is and so I like see like okay is there a line in this that makes a cool title or is there like a other cool title that has nothing to do with like a word in the song but like encapsulates what the song is about. So the process definitely changes a lot but it definitely starts with a phrase or like an interesting melody that I end up putting a phrase over and then like kind of focusing on the words first and then the music.
so it's just kind of like whatever comes to you first kind of
Yeah.
thing. And then you
Yeah,
just,
it's very natural thing. It's like it's very much not like okay, I need to write the guitar part. Now it's time for like the lyrics and now it's like it's very like back and forth all over the place.
um, okay. I plucked a lyric from one of your songs. Um, I will say it to you, and then I want you to, I'm assuming you'll be able to, but tell me what song it's from.
Okay.
That was just like a fun thing I thought we
No,
could do.
this is a good idea.
And then after I'm gonna have you expand on it because
Oh
I
yeah.
listened to about 20 to 30 minutes of your music at the gym earlier. And I
Oh no
wanted to
way.
find like one thing, like one lyric from one song that like really hit me differently.
Okay.
And this was like one of the ones that really did. So the line is too focused on my future, but not enough on my goal.
Oh yeah, that's old soul.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I love that one. Yeah. That's
I
a
would really
that
like to know where that came from, like kind of expand upon that if there's any deeper
yeah.
meaning to it.
Because that whole song is very much about the idea of like me feeling a lot older than I really am. Like I present myself in like a more mature way than I feel like a lot of people that are my age. And I like try really hard to be like this mini adult that I'm very much not a lot of the time. And so that's kind of what like started Old Soul. But that line at the end was very much about like It's honestly about like me wanting like this music career and like spending so much time on like trying to like put myself out there and like post on TikTok and like try to get this attention. And so like I'm too focused like on my feel like this possible future, but like not like the actual goal at hand. Like not my like I'll like put school like on the back burner to like work on a song sometimes, or like I won't think about like an actual like viable future that I could like have like with a career and kind of like focus on music instead. So that's where that kind of came from. But it's just that idea of like focus like daydreaming over reality, you know?
Yeah. I I think a lot of people can relate to that. Like
Yeah.
I myself personally can relate to that. Like just being able to like this is like exhibit A. Like I have homework due tomorrow night, bro.
Yeah,
Like
but it's what you love doing.
yeah.
And so like it's not a bad thing at all. It's like it's your passion, it makes you happy, like it deserves your attention and your time.
Yeah. I also think that it's just like these years of our lives, like especially like in college, like there's
Hmm.
we're gonna be exposed to like the most stimulus that we've ever been exposed to.
Yeah.
And so it's like I think if you have a dream, even if it fizzles out after you graduate from college, like at least you
Hmm.
tried, at least you like did something that you wanted to do regardless of what other
Oh,
people
definitely.
thought.
Yeah. Yeah. It's important to have like that outlet to get you through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like a little like group on campus that you like produce songs with? I saw a couple people in like one of your videos on
Oh yeah.
Spotify. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
know if
yeah. No, I do all of my writing and my production by myself, but at my school, I'm in this co-ed premier a cappella group called The Bottom Line. And there's like it's just like a really great place of like all these like-minded people who are passionate about music and singing. And so it like my time in the group has definitely helped me a lot, like with my songwriting, my production, just like learning more about music theory and like, oh, this is like how I can produce like a large gang vocal and like make all these cool harmonies and like it just helped me a lot with that. But like I got like some people in that, like some of my friends in the group to sing like backup vocals on stuff. And so like I go to them a lot for and I want to go to them a lot for my next album and like my next set of music that I want to record to like get back like backing vocals and like all these other stuff because there's so many talented people that I've met through that program.
yeah, for sure. It really does
Hmm.
take a village like with things like
Yeah.
this and
Hmm.
um something that I've noticed especially with podcasting is that like shows that include guests like are very guest heavy
Yeah.
and I think being able to like have meaningful conversations with people is like what makes a podcast really great because like
Yeah.
anybody can sit down and have an interview with somebody and it just can kind of be this sort of like vanilla s- it just kind of feels like unnatural like very structured um and so like when I, have an episode coming up, like I'll think of a few questions, a few topics that I want to talk about, but I really
Hmm.
try to like bring it into conversation as much as possible. But like that really does take people. Like I I like to employ like if I want to talk to one of my friends, like I'll be like, "Hey, will you come on the podcast? I want to talk about a couple things with you." Um or just just anything. I feel like one of the things that people need to see more is that like asking people for help and like recruiting the help of people does not make you less of anything. Like
Oh yeah.
doesn't mean you're less validated at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I'm used to doing like this whole process by myself, but looking into the future, my best friend Thomas is a music major and he's like trying to learn production. So I think we're gonna co-produce my next project together, which we're super excited about because it like helps him learn more and then like I get to like do something I love with my best friend. And so I'm very excited to like make this more of a collaboration thing rather than just me like working away by myself. And like I have a like a little like setup in my bedroom at home, but when I'm at school, I usually go to like a random classroom in the middle of the night and I'll just set up my laptop and like my little microphone setup and like I'll just like produce for a couple hours like late into the night. But it's a fun process regardless of with if it's with people or without people. But I definitely get what you mean where it's like it takes a village and it's like okay to like have people help you get to where you need to go with it.
Yeah. Um, do you have a favorite song you've written?
Oh, that's tough. Like I think my best song I've written is definitely Allergy Pills, and I think a lot of people um like agree with me on that one. A lot of people like a lot of the people I talk to that like listen to my music or like come to the shows I play on campus or like even my friends, a lot of them really like my song Shadows. And I like that one a lot too, but I don't usually think of that as one of my best ones, but a lot of people gravitate towards that. A lot of people gravitate towards Wish I Could Say, which is one that I was really proud of. I think production wise on my last album, I think that one's my favorite in that aspect. But I have an unreleased song that I want to put out at some time in the future. It's called The Sun Will Rise. I wrote it, I think, when I was in high school. I think I was a junior in high school when I wrote it, which is crazy because it's my favorite song I've ever written. And that's why I've waited so long to put it out because I want to be able to do it justice, in a way.
Yeah,
Like I want to be able to like be proud of how it sounds and like be like really happy with it and like be like, okay, like this is how this should sound when it's released. And so that's definitely something I want to work towards because it's just like a really beautiful song about this like kind of like feeling that I grew up with and that I was raised to have where it's um don't like I'm trying to figure out how to word it. But it's like it's basically the idea of like don't go to bed like mad at someone or like don't go like into the next day like with the same problem as the night before. It's like this idea of like it's a new day, like let's start over kind of thing. And it's just like it's like the songwriting is like weird and abstract and like I really love the melody and like it's always been my favorite. So whenever I play a show, I usually introduce that as my favorite. But like it happens a lot where I'll introduce any song as my favorite song. 'Cause I just like I'm proud of a lot of the stuff I've written.
for sure. I think that's a big thing is like
Yeah.
being proud of what you write, and no matter
Yeah.
necessarily like how you might like the melody of one song, but it's
Hmm.
like, well, this song has a really cool verse, and I think there's a lot of story to be told behind that. So I
Yeah.
can't necessarily say one is
Yeah.
better than the other one.
Yeah, it's hard to rank them sometimes. Like I definitely like I think I could be able to rank them like if I really thought about it. But it's the thing that's like I wouldn't be singing them or like performing them or releasing them if I wasn't proud of it, you know? Like I love all of them and like it's because it's genuinely just like my life like written down. It's like it's my experience, my perspective on these like all these different things and like I'm just like I'm very happy with how I've learned how to like do it because like my older music is very like surface level, which is like perfectly okay for like the age I was when I did it and like the experience I had because it was all I knew how to do. But like I like learn as I progressed, I kind of learned to have like this nuance or like this like not be as direct as like I used to be with my songwriting, like kind of be more poetic or like talk where like it's like almost like painting a picture. Like it's like I almost think about it because it is kind of poetry, but I'm not a big poetry guy, which is funny enough. But that's I think I've thought about it more like that, where it's like, oh, like how can I like talk about this using like a weird metaphor or like this weird like association with something that isn't exactly what I'm trying to talk about.
Yeah. Um, so kind of like bouncing off that, your your most recent album, Divine Intervention, can you kind of walk me through like the title and like the theme of that? Because I
Yeah.
see it like bringing me two different ways.
Hmm. Um, it definitely, I think Divine Intervention was just like a thing I had written down in my notes app. And it was like, the first song I wrote for it was Praying Doesn't Kill. And I grew up Catholic. I'm still Catholic, but I have a weird relationship with my faith. And it's like almost this, like, not ironic, but it's this very, like, disjointed, like, relationship with God where it's like yes I believe in you but why do you let all of these things happen, so it's this kind of like back and forth kind of thing and like I think a lot of people interpret like my music like when I mention God or I mention religion as like oh like he's really religious when more it's this kind of like different perspective on it. And so like I see like divine intervention as like because the whole album is talking about all of these problems I have in my life, my insecurities, like my like poor self-image and like just things that I'm worried about or upset about or mad at, like people I'm mad at, people that I'm having trouble forgiving, people in my life getting sick and passing away. It's about all these different things that can't magically be fixed by some divine intervention. So that was the idea behind it, where it's like I can have all this hope and I can like want things to change, but it's not gonna just magically be okay. Like I need to put work into this. I need to like figure out how to get to the other side. Like no one's just gonna pull me there. And so it's that's where the idea of the name came from. And then I was going through my notes app and I was like, that would be a really good name for this album. Like that is like what I've been writing about in a way. And then the little album cover of like the Pope costume kind of
Yeah,
just came after. I actually that was my Halloween costume from the year before, and I was like, this would be like that would be a pretty funny like album cover for it. So that kind of came after too.
yeah.
Hmm.
I have a friend that actually recently just like blew up on TikTok. He went from,
Oh,
I mean,
really?
yeah, dude,
That's awesome.
he went from like he had like a few thousand followers who've been making fitness videos for a long time, but he recently just went from I want to say it was around like 5,000-ish to 500,000 in
Oh my
in
gosh.
like 4 months.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah,
Congrats to him, dude.
yeah, and so it was like his big thing was he does like car talk videos. So he'll say something that can be taken like metaphorically, and he'll say like
Hmm.
let me cook. And then he'll like go into depth with it after. But like one of his most popular videos is um if your goal is to catch the bus, you better be running. And
Oh.
like so he basically goes into it by saying like if you like if you're praying for these things, like you better also be working towards them. You can't just
Yeah,
expect
you
to,
can't just yeah, you can't be asking for it to happen to you.
yeah.
Totally. Yeah, no, that it's a very similar thing where it's like I think a lot of the album it's me being really hard on myself for things that like aren't necessarily my fault or like aren't necessarily within my control. And so it's kind of this like mindset of like, okay, well, I need to do something to make this better. And so a lot of the album is about like trying to figure out how I can change or how I can like do things better for myself. And I touch on that at the very end of the album in the epilogue. It's like the epilogue goes through each song in order, like kind of touching on it. And at the end, I think the line it's like some divine intervention can't fix what I've mentioned. And so like it's like now I'm still stuck and I need this all to myself because I need the help. And so it's like admitting like okay, like I really need someone else's help right now. Like this isn't just gonna fix itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like it's really funny because like I'll write something like this and I'll continue living my life and like just because I've put this out doesn't mean I've like made the changes I need to make because like I fell into I was just really down like a couple months ago like last year in the fall I was in a really weird headspace and like I was like I could convince myself like I can get through this on my own. I don't need like anyone to talk to. Like I can get through this. And it just like kept getting worse and worse and worse until finally it's like okay, like I need to go talk to someone. Like I need to get out of this. And so it was just funny how it's like okay, like I can write songs about like what I need to be doing, but then it's still like I don't even listen to myself or my own advice sometimes, and I find that pretty funny.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of me and a lot of my like really close friends fall victim to that a lot of the time because we give each other great advice, and we're always like because the answer is always right in front of us, and like we're just like helping each other like take it, and so but we can never help ourselves. It's really interesting.
Yeah. Um, what is your mission with music? Like what are you hoping to do with all this?
Honestly, like it's not even about like getting somewhere with it. It's more just about like helping people with it. And it doesn't matter how many to me. Like my favorite thing ever is like posting a snippet of one of my songs on TikTok and like it'll get like 10 likes, but one person will comment like this really made my day. Like this really helped me. And like so just being able to like share my experience and my perspective and like help people feel that they're not alone in some things. Like it just that it gives me purpose in a way where like I like know like okay like this thing that helps me helps other people, so I want to keep sharing it. So I think that's really neat. So I would say that's definitely my big goal is just like helping people feel just a little less alone, even if it's like a song that no one else in the world will ever hear, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, how how like important has it been for like social media for promoting your music? Because like just like not too long ago, short form content and stuff like really wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
And it just
It's
seems like it's becoming like the mainstream way that people like promote things. So how has that helped you?
it's definitely like it's the short form content has definitely been big because when I started out, it wasn't like really a thing at all. And like the only way I could really get my music out there is I used to just like post covers on YouTube and like those would get a couple hundred views and people would start subscribing to me. And then shorts came around and I posted I think a cover of the Oliver Tree song, Jerk, that had just like turned into like a remix called Miss You that got really popular, but it was just like a sped up version of the song that I already knew. So I did a cover of Jerk and that got like a couple 100,000 views like out of nowhere, and I got a few thousand followers or subscribers from it, and that was really like, oh wow, like this short form content like out of nowhere, he just like strike, and you like get a following from it, which is crazy. It's definitely something I need to get better at, like with this next wave of music I want to put out, because I'm just so bad at like putting myself out there and like talking about myself. I hate like promoting my music. I don't know why, but like I just like hate to be the guy like, hey, like go listen to my album. I'm just like not that kind of person where it's like I'll play it, and if someone like asks, like I'll be like, oh yeah, like this is my Spotify. But like I'm very much not like assertive when like trying to market myself. And like I don't know why. It's just like it like embarrasses me in a way. I'm not really sure. But it's definitely helped a lot, and it's something I need to like look into more because like I'll like post a video of myself singing like a random song, but like I really need to like actually put more effort into my marketing. So I do think it could help it go somewhere, but it's just like a matter of like putting the time into it and like having the consistency that I really struggle with.
I think kind of I can take, I mean, a lot of that and apply it to myself as well.
Hmm.
Just like the whole reason I started doing Zoom calls instead of like just like in-person things is like so I can be able to like take snippets and post them.
Yeah.
And I haven't done a whole lot with that yet. Um, I kind of want to make sure it's like it's the right way of putting it out there.
Yeah.
But um I kind of compare it to like literally buying a lottery ticket for free a
Yeah,
lot of the times.
that's a great comparison. Yeah.
And it's like the great thing is like there's no limit to the amount of tickets you can buy.
Yeah.
And it
It's
only
like take
takes
advantage of it, but like
exactly.
it yeah.
And it really only takes one. And I think one of the things that inspired me to like start doing it more and buy myself more tickets per se is
Hmm.
like seeing one of my friends like blow up on TikTok,
Yeah,
literally
because
just
you
talking to
can.
himself in his car.
Yeah, because then you're like, it's like, wow, this is so achievable. I just need to actually do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then the other thing too was it was like shortly after the last like TikTok ban where it was actually banned for
yeah,
like half a day.
yeah, yeah. I remember that.
Because at that point, I mean, I've had TikTok since its conception. So I've
Yeah.
had it since I was, I don't know, 15, like,
Hmm.
8 years or however long it's been
Yeah.
since it's been transformed from Musically or whatever.
Hmm.
But I kind of took that as like oh, this can like for real just go away at any time. Like, I need to take
Yeah.
advantage of this. Do you feel kind of some of that similar?
Oh, totally. Yeah. I was so scared about it just like disappearing. So it's like, oh wow, like that was my ticket that like I really hadn't utilized yet, just about to be gone. And like I like it's the thing, I'll go like I'll be really good at being consistent about like posting TikToks, and like I'll like actually start growing an audience, and I'll like start gaining more and more followers, and then all of a sudden like I just kind of stopped doing it for some reason. And then like a couple months later I remember like, oh, like I should post a TikTok, and it gets like 1,000 views, and I'm like, why haven't I been doing this? Like I'm actually just hurting myself by like not putting myself out there.
Do you find that also that there's this sort of like paradox that videos that you try less do better?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I put like I used to like I made a second account like on TikTok because I wanted to just like have a spam where I could just post whatever like song I wanted without actually having to like worry about editing a video that looked good. And so then I would use my main account for like more edited promos and stuff. And like they would never do well. And so I just started posting like the same content on both. And then like it started doing better on the main account out of nowhere. Like so I just have been I've been posting there more recently because it like has a stronger pull for whatever reason. It's really strange. It's really
Yeah.
weird trying to figure out how it works.
I really have discovered that myself. Um, and then it was just like, yeah, one of the things that I kind of realized about posting on social media is like, whenever you see people, they're like, if you want to grow your TikTok or Instagram, you need to post whatever 3 to 5 times a day or
Yeah.
whatever. And it's not so much, this is something I've realized, it's not so much like being consistent with yourself, but like literally not giving people a choice but to be introduced to your content.
Yeah, like it's just putting out so much that it's on someone's free page. Like one of my friend's moms follows me on TikTok, and like she I guess like had like TikTok on the friends tab or like the following tab, not knowing she's on the following tab. And every single video was just me. And she was like, it's really good, but why is it only his video on my thing? And then, like, so it's, yeah, it's just like if you just keep putting it out there, like people are going to see it. It's going to pop up eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, do you have any kind of like insight as to what the next like project's gonna look like yet, or are you still kind of
I have really big plans for like a next actual album, but I want to be able to kind of like grow with my production and like with my like musical skills more before I really like dig my teeth into it. But I have most of the songs written and I know what I want to do with it. But I think before that, I want to put out like a smaller thing, like whether it's a couple singles or like a small EP of a few songs that I've written recently that I'm pretty proud of, like the one that you had reached out to me because of. Like just like the like little songs like that that I'd like have written recently that just that people are like that they like it right now. So it's like, oh, I should record that and put that out and just kind of like focus on releasing little things to kind of build up more of an audience before I like put out my next big thing. And so I think I like right now I want to put out a little EP of 3 songs, I think is my plan. And I want to record that, I think, over the next couple months and have it out before the summer is my motivation for the next 2 months.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of why the whole reason like I reached out to you in the first place because when I'm scrolling on TikTok I find a few of like the videos that you make every
Yeah.
day and they usually have like whatever 10 likes or something like something pretty insignificant to the blind eye but
Yeah.
like I usually give them a few seconds and like I I've found myself doing this kind of thing. It's like this psychological thing where if something has like not a lot of likes, I'm more inclined to scroll away.
Yeah, no, I do the same thing like every day. It doesn't matter what video it is. If it has no likes, it's like I'm not watching this. It's not worth my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I've been trying to do more recently, and it's more so with music because a lot of the videos that I see that have very little likes are just very like low effort things that are kind of
Yeah.
pointless. But every
Hmm.
once in a while, like I'll come across a music video and I'll see like I'll be like, I'm gonna hear this guy or girl out. Like, are they a good singer? Like, are they actually like putting words like with meaning in their song? Or like, are they actually like, does it look like they're trying?
Yeah.
And so like I saw that with you and I was like, oh, this looks like a full thing. And then it was a weird thing where I looked over at the likes after I had given you a few seconds to kind of like catch my attention, and there wasn't that many. And I was like, I feel like this isn't fair. Like, I feel like this is one of the videos that I look at and it looks no different than the ones that get hundreds of thousands. It looks no different, like at face value. It's just a matter of the algorithm or the people that it was shown to first or whatever. But I was like, I would really like to get a chance to talk to somebody, especially someone that like is putting out the same level of content as some of these bigger creators, but just hasn't struck it yet.
Yeah, thanks, man. That really means a lot. And that's like, it's like that's one of the most like reassuring things that like I hear from people that like really keeps me going. Where it's like you really have something here. Like just keep going and something will happen. And that's like just kind of what I've learned. Like I've like last summer I had a lot of success on my other TikTok account. Like or like in my eyes a lot of success. Like I was able to gain a ton of followers to doing a bunch of covers like every day or like showing some of my songs and like it's really cool. Like there's just like a few random people that are actually like fans of me, which is like I still like it's weird to wrap my head around. Like especially with someone my size, like I have less than 100 monthly listeners on Spotify, but there's people that will comment on every single one of my videos and they're like, I love what you do, and I have no clue who they are. Like I went to a concert over the summer and I was walking around, I heard someone say my name, like they said my full name. And I turned around, I was expecting like to see someone I know. And it was like this girl and her dad, and she was like I love your videos on TikTok. Like like I'm a big fan. I'm like, what? Like no way. Like you're like this is a joke. Like if someone like paid you to say this. Like this is
Yeah.
like do you know someone I know? But they were serious and like they actually listened to my music. And that was like the it was a surreal experience. And I was with my mom and like my mom's mind was blown. Like I was like it shocked me, but like she was like she texted the whole family about it and it was this big thing like, oh my God, like someone like knew who he was. And so that was just like a huge moment where it's like, wow, like if I could really get this somewhere if I just like keep doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, stay consistent, man. That's
Thanks,
all.
man.
I
Yeah.
mean, you I feel like you really do have something. Um
Thank you.
so that's all I got for you, to be
Yeah,
honest. So I will give you as much time as you want. Go ahead, promote your socials. Tell what's like
yeah,
where we can find you, stay up
of
to date with
course.
what you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm Jack Brzenk, singer, songwriter, folk, acoustic musician. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you listen to music. I just put out Divine Intervention last fall. My last name's spelled Brzenk. It's a bit of a weird one. But yeah, Jack Brzenk on all socials. New music coming within the next couple months, so keep an eye out for that. I'll probably be promoting a lot out of it. Um, Maybe TikToks daily, not promised. But yeah, I listen and I hope you like it. That's all about me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jack. We
Thank you
will
so much, man.
yeah, no problem. You are always welcome if you need anything, shoot me a message or whatever. But
Thanks, man. Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. Good luck
I'll
with the
have this.
podcast and everything.
Thank you so much. I'll have
Yeah.
this out in just a couple of days, so I'll message you when it
Awesome.
comes out and stuff.